Dante's Inferno, Canto number 8. I say, continuing, that ere we came to that tower's foot, our eyes had long been led to its summit by two twinkling points of flame which we saw kindled there, while far ahead and almost out of eyeshot we espied an answering beacon's flicker. So I said, turning to the well of wisdom at my side, "What does it say? What does that other light wink back? Who makes these signals?" He replied, "Already across the water heaves in sight what's to be looked for from the signal's waft, so it be not veiled from thee by the blight of these marsh mists." I looked, and never shaft so swift from bowstring sped through the thin air as through those turbid waves a little craft came skimming towards us. One sole mariner guided its course, who shouted from the prow, "Oho, thou wicked spirit, so thou art there! Nay, Phlegias, Phlegias," said my lord, "peace now. This time thou criest in vain. We are no meat for thee. Thou hast but to ferry us over the slough." As one who hears of some outrageous cheat practiced on him, and fumes and chokes with gall, so Phlegias, thwarted, fumed at his defeat. So then my guide embarked, and at his call I followed him. And not till I was in did the boat seem to bear a load at all. When we were set, the ancient vessel then put forth at once, cleaving the water's grime deeper than her wont, our voyage to begin. And as we ran the channel of the dead slime, there started up at me a mud-soaked head, crying, "Who art thou? Come here before thy time." "Though I come," said I stay not. Thou who art made so rank and beastly, who art thou? Go to. Thou seest that I am one who weep," he said. And I, amid the weeping and the woe, "Accursed spirit, do thou remain and rot. I know thee, filthy as thou art, I know." But then he stretched out both hands to clutch the boat, but the master was on his guard and thrust him back, crying, "Hence to the other dogs, trouble him not." And after lay his arms about my neck and kissed my face and said, "Indignant soul, blessed is the womb that bare thee. This bold Jack was an ignorant brute in the world, nor in his whole life can remembrance find one sweetening touch. So must his raging spirit writhe here and roll. Many who strut like kings up there are such as here shall wallow hog-like in the mud, leaving behind nothing but foul reproach." "Master," said I tell thee, it were good if I might see this villain soused in the swill before we have passed the lake. Oh, that I could." And he made answer, "Thou shalt gaze thy fill, or ever thou set eyes on the far shore. Herein 'tis fitting thou shouldst have thy will." And soon I saw him, set upon so sore by the muddy gang, with such a pulling and hauling, that I still praised and thanked my God therefore. "Have at you, Filippo Argenti!" they were bawling. "Loo, loo!" The shade of the fierce Florentine turned on himself biting with his teeth and mauling. And there we left him, as doth this tale of mine. For on my ears there smote a wailing cry, and I craned forward, eager to divine its meaning. See, my son, it now draws nigh, said my good lord, the city named of Dis, with its sad citizens, its great company, and I. Already its mosques I see arise, clear from the valley yonder, a red shell, as though drawn out of glowing furnaces. And he replied, the flames unquenchable that fire them from within thus make them burn ruddy, as thou seest, in this, the nether hell. We now were come to the deep moats, which turn to gird that city all disconsolate, whose walls appeared as if they were made of iron. A long way round we had to navigate before we came to where the ferryman roared, out with you now, for there's the gate. 1,000 and more, thronging the barbican I saw, of spirits fallen from heaven, who cried angrily, who goes there? Why walks this man undead, the kingdom of the dead? My guide, wary and wise, made signs to them to show he sought a secret parley. Then, their pride abating somewhat, they called out, why so? Come thou within and bid that fellow begone, that rash intruder on our realm below. Let him wend back his foolish way alone. See if he can, for thou with us shalt stay, that through this nighted land has led him on. Reader, do but conceive of my dismay hearing those dreadful words. It seemed quite plain I never more should see the light of day. O master, dear, that 7 times over again has brought me safely through, said I, and freed from all the perils that in my path have lain, leave me not utterly undone. Indeed, if we may not go forward, pray, let's quit and hasten back together with good speed. Then said my lord and leader, fear no whit. There's none at all can stay our steps, nor make thee forbear the pass. Such power hath granted it. Wait for me. To cheerful thoughts betake thee. Feed thy faint heart with hope and calm thy breast. For in this underworld I'll not forsake thee. My gentle father's gone. I'm left distressed, abandoned here. Horrid perhaps is throng my doubtful mind, where yeas and nays contest. His proffered terms I could not hear. Not long he'd stood in talk with them, when suddenly they all rushed jostling in again, headlong, leaving him outside. So the enemy slammed the gate in my master's face, who thus turned him, and with slow steps came back to me. His eyes were downcast, and his anxious brows shorn of all boldness. Sighing, he said, what's here? Who dares forbid me the mansions dolorous? And then aloud to me, have thou no fear, though I be wroth. I'll win this trial of power, whatever hindrance they contrive in there. Their truculence is no new thing. Once before was tried at a less secret gate, whereon no bars remain forever. Above that door thou saw'st the dead title, and now comes one this side already treading the steep abyss, and godless passing all the circles down, that shall unbar to us the gates of Dis.